Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a wonderful group joining me today. It's Robert Sachs and Mara Gallagher, and you're both from OPUS. Mark, you're the treasurer and you're the music camp coordinator, and Mara, you've got a new role. You're the music director for OPUS for this one-day workshop we're going to talk about in just a little bit. So I'm going to tease you with that. But first, let's find out a little bit, Bob, what OPUS is all about.
Well, OPUS was formed back in the year 2000 to provide opportunities for young musicians to perform in the community and to expand their musical education. The centerpiece of the OPUS mission has become the summer camp that meets each August, usually August, early August, at Benedictine University in Lisle. This year it'll be held from August 4th through 9th at Benedictine, and a full week of chamber music coaching and other workshops, creative activities, etc. for the kids, and culminating with a end of camp concert on Friday, August 9th at Knox Presbyterian Church in Naperville.
Right, and this is just total immersion in chamber music. But before we talk a little bit about this, let's make sure we all know what chamber music is, because it is unique and it's wonderful, but we may not all realize we know what it is.
So chamber music is music written for a small number of players. It could be 3 to 5, sometimes it can even be more. At OPUS is generally 3 to 5 players. The combinations can be quite unique. It can range from the standard string quartet to violins, viola, cello, to last year I actually had my daughter go, and I was quite surprised when she said she was playing in a violin, cello, guitar, and clarinet ensemble. And yet, at the concert, everyone was just fascinated with what they played, and it was a great sound. So you know, there can be just almost anything combined.
That's awesome. That's a great explanation, because I often think we don't realize that we probably have all heard chamber music, we just didn't really know it.
Yeah, oh, of course.
Right. Tell me a little bit about these camps. Now, this is a 1 week, this is fairly intensive. These young people coming in here are pretty dedicated musicians.
Yeah, the campers are students who play, and we should run down all the instruments. I think you hit most of them there, but just so we hit them all the string families, so violin, viola, cello, and bass, piano, clarinet, flute, and classical guitar.
Wow.
Forgive me if I missed any. I hope I hit them all there. And these are students aged 8 to 18 for the camp who have at least some training. Typically, I think we used to say we wanted students who had 3 years of training or the equivalent skill level, but in recent years I think we've relaxed that a bit. But they do have to be at least competent on their instrument and able to read music at a minimum. And then students are going to be grouped according to their proficiency into groups that could be, again, anywhere, typically 3 to 5 is pretty typical group size. Each day at the camp, at least the Monday through Friday portion, would include a couple of coachings with faculty who are experts on their various instruments. And that's I think two periods of the day. Then there's a period that's given up to some kind of workshop that students participate in, or other activities. We have some leisure time in the afternoon, typically after lunch. And there's a quiz bowl where students break into teams and answer music trivia questions. It's a lot of fun. That's been an annual tradition
awesome.
At OPUS. So it's an immersion in the music, for at least the 9 to 4:30 of each day. The camp begins actually on Sunday with a combination of meet and greet, where students can kind of get to know the people they're going to be working with. One of the things we noticed a few years ago was that, particularly on Monday morning, when the kids would first get together in the room with the kids they were going to be grouped with, they were all kind of a little shy and kind of feeling out the people they're going to be in groups with, because they'd never met them before.
Right.
So now, by having the meet and greet on Sunday, you break that ice, and so that when they get together on Monday morning, they already know each other, and now it's get right down to business. And I think that's been a great enhancement that we've made in the program.
Well, I think it's neat that it's a week long, so you get a real opportunity to be immersed, but you still have summer to do other things, because we're all so busy. But music is so important, and to be able to have this intensive study ending with a concert, I think, is a wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely.
Now, you're doing something a little new. Mara, this is where you come in.
Yes, I'm the director for a new one-day workshop, and this workshop is on August 17th.
Okay.
It is geared towards students, but also, in particular, adults.
Wow.
And the focus is it's never too late to play chamber music. So we're targeting people that say just always wanted to, but were too involved to have a chance to play with a small group of musicians. And so it's from 9 until 5 on that Saturday. And after you apply, you'll give us a description of your playing level, and then we'll put you in groups. You'll spend a lot of that Saturday rehearsing, and about 3 o'clock there's a final concert. It's on the North Central College campus, and the concert's at Coton Chapel.
That's awesome. Now, I've always found that people who music is so important, and it's nice to be able to have that instrument. I mean, most of us get introduced to music in school and find that we like it a little bit more, and that's when we can get involved with Opus. And then to be able to continue it on through a lifetime, I think is something as a child we never think about, but now I think about it a little bit more. So it's nice to be able to see that there might be an opportunity to get re-engaged with that, or with the Opus camps to get that kid re-engaged with that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think in August, it's a month where September just gets busy. It doesn't matter who you are. But August is kind of a vacation time when there's a bit more free time, and what a great way to spend that end of summer.
And we have timed it so that the camp takes place in a way so that we're not competing against other music camps. Most of the other larger Midwestern music camps are taking place in June and July.
Right.
So we avoid that conflict.
Mara, you told me an interesting thing that about chamber music or the experience, about what you think it brings to people, or to children and adults. What is it?
Oh, I just think it encourages cooperation. When you're all on stage performing, this is a group effort. And you sink or swim based on the person that's trying the least. So of course everyone's trying their most. but in coaching, sometimes you'll have a player that just is not concentrating or something, and so the coach helps them learn to support the whole group so that you have just a wonderful program when you play. So I just think that chamber music fosters cooperation.
I would agree. I think Opus has done just a wonderful job in the community. It's a joy. We can hear, I often experience Opus musicians out in different nursing homes or different events, because that's something they do throughout the year.
Correct. Typically right after the camp meets in August, there are programs, at least for the last few years, they've held programs at Edward Hospital. And then at also, I think, Monarch Landing, I believe one year we did a program. And always, greeted very enthusiastically. They're always very happy to invite us back.
That's because you do such a great job. They're well presented, and they do such a lovely job. Thanks for stopping by and sharing a little bit about Opus and your one-day workshop and the camps, and we'll all pay a little bit more attention when we're out and we get the chance to hear your wonderful chamber musicians. We'll be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.